Welcome back to the WTB, the What You Talking About podcast, and I am your host, Mike McKenna. I'm here with the three Halls, and they talking about cough drops. I'm here with super duper producer Jalen Hall, Gregory Hall, and also Gary Hall. And today we're going to go ahead and get started with what everybody's been talking about this week, Lizzo, which, big problems for a big woman. So, needless to say, also this episode has been brought to you by West Barbershop, brought to you out of Lebanon, Tennessee. Please scan the QR code that is on the screen if you'd like to book you an appointment. And once again, back to what we were talking about. Greg, you about ready to rock? Mic up? All right. Well, let's see. So what do you got?
Okay.
Actually, do you want to just go through the charges real quick, Jay?
Yeah, break it down.
Okay.
Yeah, break it down first.
So, amongst the list of charges, not charges, but allegations, really.
Yeah, okay.
It is believed that Miss Lizzo has pressured a Miss Davis into touching the breasts of a performer at a nightclub in Amsterdam, as well as pressured another individual into eating a banana out of the vagina of another performer. Right?
Lizzo.
Along with that, she is weight shamed one of her dancers or some of her dancers.
They were skinny?
Nah.
Okay. No.
And then also created a hostile work environment and, had one of her like a dance instructor, teacher persons try to first enforce their religion upon their workers.
Did you have the sexual assault in there or sexual harassment?
Yeah, the sexual
harassment.
Was
the banana in the tailpipe.
I was like, I don't know if you listed sexual harassment.
Yeah, that is.
It definitely falls under the guidelines of sexual harassment, but
and that's it.
What is like it so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Now, I'm tripping. And see, we in a world now where everybody got a platform. And, and I never really just embraced or followed Lizzo, but I noticed one thing, she was kind of a heavy woman, right? Kind of big woman. Gave a lot of big people a nice platform. It's like Lizzo out here making it. She's doing good, and she out here with the bikinis on, the lingerie. And everybody like Lizzo, and I'm like, okay, but I'm looking at Lizzo, okay, and I'm rolling with, and I'm not no fan of anything, but it's like we get a feel-good story, all the time about people, right? And Lizzo is kind of a feel-good story. And it's just like now Lizzo she's empowering, the bigger women and making people feel like I could be just successful like Lizzo. And even on one of her interviews, one of her dancers was inspired. Like, I really look up to Lizzo, I want to be a singer. And she's like, well, I've been hiding that talent. I've been dancing. But now I feel like I could come out and really be a singer and basically be the next Lizzo. So, but the thing is, it's like I say, it is a feel-good story, but this is what happens. When you when you put yourself on a platform, now Lizzo feeling good about herself, she bringing in all these people, and everybody like, oh, we all the same. Lizzo feeling good. Lizzo put herself in the same situation every man been going through every time he become popular. The people around him, it was a feel-good story at first, but now when you become a professional and you are a business and you operating yourself like a business, you become liable for everything around you now. But she thinking she could operate, everybody around me happy. We got big people. We all just love each other and all that. No, you have became the same entity that men been going through forever. And now you caught off guard and you surprised.
Go ahead.
I was listening. Yeah,
I know too. That was pretty. It felt was very profound.
Yeah, but I could go about.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. Yeah. I'm thinking that they shouldn't be putting this, making her the face of this situation now? I mean, yeah, she probably like. I want to know is when can we say we can't? I ain't gonna do that. I mean, if I tell you to stick a banana in the tailpipe, you don't have to do that.
No. This is eating it out of the.
I'm just eating it out, taking it out, doing it. Period. You don't have to do it. There is a thing that's called no.
Yeah, but
I mean that you can easily.
She was trying to give them no option.
No.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She was being pressured. Apparently, they were chanting.
Okay, so here's my thing.
Hey, you know how a mob mentality turns around?
Right. You know how that works,
massive peer pressure
right.
in a very high stakes job that's hard to get on a level with people that.
My thing about this situation, I think Lizzo was trying to mix professionalism with friendship. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that you should combine the two necessarily all the time. There are a lot of people that I work with professionally that I can imagine or see myself being friends with. But for the most part, I know that there's a certain threshold. I'm sure you are aware of this very well, Mike. There's a certain threshold that you just don't ever cross with people
that you work with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It is best to practice not dealing with those situations.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you too, I do think I don't dislike being hard. I like, so you can't say nothing to nobody. I can hire you, right? Mm-hmm. And I can't say nothing to you. If I hurt your feelings with your performance, you can sue me now. Right?
If that's the environment you fostered.
No, I'm just telling you, if I'm like, you just suck. You can't do this. You know, you ain't no dancer. I hurt your feelings. Now you can go sue me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're fired.
You can't sue somebody for hurt feelings.
That's what a lot of this stuff is.
Well, there's actual allegations of sexual harassment.
Okay, again,
that just
never said that she did anything. It's like, okay, again,
Greg, they said
go touch his breast.
That's something.
Yeah, now you crossing the line.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but you can't even suggest.
But if you go do it,
Greg, you can't suggest it.
You can't suggest doing.
It's like this, dude. This is a workplace. At no workplace can you go suggest that. And that's
I just think the workplace, workplace is different than our workplace.
It's still technically a workplace.
The common workplace,
which is why you don't
common
take the
practices that seem to have gone on for years. Like you just said, this stuff has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, Lizzo do it, and it's a problem.
And see, this is what happened. Like I said, I feel as though she created an environment of what she wanted.
That's the environment.
And it's kind of like I come up in an environment I created.
It's that environment.
But in that environment you created, eventually you're gonna have people that want to say no. Like you said, everybody sitting around and, we all friendly with each other. We all kind to each other. We all nice to each other. But at some point, as this thing grows, somebody in that environment gonna say, I don't want to eat the banana out the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to be touched like that. Or I don't practice the religion you practicing. I actually have my own, so I don't want to participate in something you creating.
So then you can leave.
So, and that's what it feel like. Well, and this is the kicker. This is the kicker. Let me say that. This is my job. This is my money.
Right.
I'm trying. I don't want to lose my money.
This isn't a normal job to lose.
But I don't want to feel like.
But I'm just saying,
I gotta do something to keep it.
If I bring in
other than my job,
a circumstance where this is what I want around this, because it's not about what you want. It's about what she wants because it's hers. Like he just said, this is her format. This is, if you want to be around me, you want to work with me. Performance. No, I'm just saying, if you want to be around, you can't isolate the two and work with me.
This isn't about
these
that.
Are the things that's going to go along.
That's not.
with
None of this.
So
is about
R.
that.
Kelly was right.
Who said he was right?
None of this was about that, Greg.
What did I say he was right?
Because that's the environment he was creating, and that's what he wanted around him.
He was breaking the law. These was kids.
This is what Lizzo is doing.
These are kids. Okay.
These aren't kids.
I feel agree.
I know what he's trying to say. I feel like his analogy.
Lizzo is crossing the line Well, the point, she is making people do things they don't want to do, G. And that's based on the same line of what R. Kelly was doing, making people do things they didn't want to do. And
yeah, I mean, no, I actually can agree with that point.
A thin line in between of the not wanting to do it, but then also being forced to do it, or wanting to participate, but flipping the situation to your advantage.
People were quiet with R. Kelly because money was being passed around, so nobody talked about it. Lizzo is in a position where money is being passed around. You
just said it was a job.
Okay,
that's it.
I'm gonna make this point.
Both of them.
Also, so R. Kelly, where is he? Prison.
Yeah.
Weinstein, where is he? Prison.
Yeah.
Epstein, where is he?
Dead.
Exactly. So most of these things, these people, they paying a price. You can't do this stuff anymore. Right. Unfortunately, those environments are no longer. I mean, well, for them.
Unfortunately.
What do you mean?
Unfortunately.
Damn, we can't do that no more.
Okay. And see, that's what I'm saying. Lizzo is learning that it's just not a fun. It's just, I'm big woman making everybody happy.
Fortunately,
go ahead, yeah.
But fortunately, you can no longer do these things.
Nah.
So I'm just saying, times have changed. Things have evolved. And that's just where they are now. Like, you can't ask somebody to go eat a banana at the vajayjay.
But now I will propose this one aspect of it as well. It's the red light district in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all familiar, right?
If not, what the red light district is.
Everything is legal over there. Yeah. Everything is fair game.
And that's probably where you want to go.
That's where some of the stuff feel like you want to do. Some of the stuff was at.
No, that's where it's legal to do these things. Yeah. But it doesn't mean you're comfortable with still doing it.
And that's valid.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somewhere at some point in time it was made pretty clear.
This is what goes on.
We're going to go there, and these are the type of things that go on over there.
Yeah. No, that's what goes on over there. But I'm not going to make you participate. That doesn't...
Right.
There's nothing to say that she actually elaborated on the fact that, we're going to go to this event. It's going to be a little wild. I ain't going to lie. There's going to be a lot of naked people doing some things in front of you that you never would have imagined in your entire life. You can say all that without saying, oh yeah, when we get there, I'm going to have you start touching some boobs and titties, and then I'm going to have you do all sorts of different things and having you eating things out of places that you weren't expecting.
We're going to have a good time.
You can leave out but you sell it as we're going to have a good time. But I'm just saying, you get there as a dancer. This isn't something I signed. I didn't want to do this when I got here. I'm like, I'm cool with being here, but I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
I feel
like I just think sometimes, they know what's happening.
Once again, this is all.
They do, but it goes back to like any guy in that situation. He's having a good time, drinking, having fun, and all of a sudden, this one girl, I don't know what, got a lawsuit on because it's a business, and he was enjoying himself. Just like I told Mike. At first, you had a guy. When they first started, he always pulling the thing out. Nobody tripping. You just pull it out. Oh, that's just him being him,
Right. Just getting naked in the party.
And he's done it for years. Now somebody has actually got offended and it's like every time I come around, he pulling it out. They like, well, he always done that. But now I'm offended. So I'm going to sue, and now all of a sudden it's a problem.
Somebody walked up and said, yeah, y'all are weirdos.
Y'all been letting them do that?
That's again. Mm-hmm. If that's what you do, right?
That doesn't make it right. Because
but what I'm just saying is you don't have to be around that.
But
you could choose to leave.
There. It's a work environment.
It's his work environment.
No. That's what it's not.
Because didn't you just say he did it for years? Obviously you wasn't there when he was doing it for years. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you're missing the point.
If he's been doing it for years, everybody know he's been doing it for years. And he do it and you get offended, it's going to be best for you to leave.
No, if you want to.
He set himself up.
The idea should be
he set himself
up. I shouldn't have to be forced into the circumstance regardless.
Just because y'all been allowing this crap behavior.
It's not even allowed. It's him.
The point I'm making, you do have a work environment.
It's not.
And now once you make it a work environment, you have certain obligations. you gotta meet. And that's what happened to Lizzo.
You have
she
hired
thought
employees.
she can just do these things. Now somebody within that circle decided, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and sue her because I know I can.
Right. But again, ultimately, what I think it comes down to is you shouldn't just be mixing your employees with your friends. I think if you're going to do something like that, you should just purely do that with people you have been established with and like are very familiar with.
And why are you doing this with people you don't know are cool with it?
Yeah, you just coming in and doing it.
Sometimes people give you the impression they're cool with you until they can get you in something. They can get you in something.
Exactly.
So why are you even risking it?
Right.
So why are you risking it?
100.
Because we've been doing it all the time, just like you said.
No, why are you still risking it? Because it's always been a risk.
Because you feel like you can get away with it.
It's the first time. I don't think she would get caught up in that situation again, because now what it does is I'm going to shut it down.
Yeah, she gonna operate it as a business. If I shut it down,
none of y'all come around, right?
Well,
I'm shutting it down. No, because Lizzo got the money. Lizzo got her money. Lizzo got whatever she need to survive for herself.
Okay,
it was the other people around her that she was feeding. Now, what they're gonna do is, I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting the door.
But she
nobody
still
getting
need
nothing.
The people around her, like dancers. She
don't have to do that no more.
Okay, so I'm just going solo dolo.
Okay, they trying to ruin her.
But
who's gonna want to see her now?
Okay, that's fine. You got a good point there.
You really think
you got a good point? Nobody else coming around me, but I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
So you really think nobody's gonna go see Lizzo?
I just think
you
they're
really
trying
think this
to
is
ruin
actually
her.
going to affect anything?
It will.
Really?
A little bit, yeah.
It will.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, you cannot fat shame. You suffer for that. You know what I'm saying? When you do certain things, you suffer from.
I'm just saying.
This is one of them situations. She would have got away more with the sexual harassment and the touching other women than she's going to get away with fat shaming.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I just know there's a whole bunch of people out there that follow Andrew Tate, and no matter how much evidence and how much self-snitching he does,
but that's cultish.
Huh?
That's cultish.
That's
just like that's cultish, like Donald Trump.
That part is,
these people gonna follow Donald Trump regardless. It don't matter what's said. but that's not now.
Is that not the same thing about R. Kelly fans?
Yes.
No. I believe R. Kelly guilty.
No, but most
of them ain't even gonna argue that.
You don't know how many of them were saying he really wasn't.
No, what they were saying
he was not.
It's supposed to be some more people involved and get in trouble with that.
I thought
that's what he said too.
That's not saying he's guilty.
Allowed a lot of that to happen.
That's
should
kind of
be
absolving him
just as guilty.
But in a way, kind of absolving him of.
That's not saying he's guilty of anything.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think he's guilty.
Yeah,
a lot of people think he's guilty.
Didn't.
I mean, you're gonna have a certain.
It's core fan base.
That's what I'm just saying. You're gonna have a certain amount of people that's gonna say, you know what, blah blah blah. That's just how it's gonna be. It's always gonna be somebody who's just crazy enough to believe the situation didn't happen. That's what I'm saying.
It was a lie. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't think it was that. It wasn't.
It was a lie.
It was more people upset that other people didn't get in trouble too. They did, and like they say, they want to put that whole thing on that era of things because of doing those things to those young ladies like that. You could just look at the evidence of all these rappers sleeping with these young girls and all this and all that. I mean, it's just
MC
out
Ran. She was 14.
That's okay, and there was a whole bunch of them out there.
But according to what Greg was saying earlier, that's okay because that's the environment. So, I mean, that's pretty much what that is.
No, what I'm saying is...
it's okay till it's not.
That's what it is.
It's okay.
Everything is fine until somebody have a problem with it.
Which is the point we were saying about Lizzo.
Yeah.
That's it. And
that's what I'm saying. So she was doing everything.
Guilty, she screwed up.
Yeah, she did. I'm not going to say she not messed up the situation. It's not her fault. But what I'm saying is sometimes you can avoid yourself from getting caught up in certain things. You don't have to. I'm just saying, you get on a tour with one of these famous singers. You can't tell me in your head it's never crossing your something crazy is gonna happen.
Something crazy will
Something
happen.
Something crazy is gonna happen.
But
we gonna be
you
somewhere.
gotta be prepared for whatever happens.
Now, this is the most important part of this whole thing. Lizzo has never given that image that she is
do
the
something
type
like that.
to do something crazy like that.
Right.
You could expect this from a Lil Wayne. You could expect this from an Ozzy Osbourne. You could expect this from more crazy notable figures.
Yes, name that band.
Right. But
you didn't expect
somebody
it from
like
Lizzo.
A story
you just
like
expected
this
a little
coming
bit
out,
more.
Yeah.
It's just that's what it is.
Right.
There was a little bit more expectation.
When you see her in those bodysuits, you just don't see her the same now.
I don't.
I didn't see her the same.
I didn't either.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's fat shaming.
I ain't
just
saying
like you said.
No.
I know. I just that was not appealing to. That just was not.
I just don't think she's very attractive.
I didn't. I never did.
I've seen bigger women.
Okay, again, is she talented?
Yeah.
I guess.
Now, you would expect, and let me clarify.
People really love her music.
I wouldn't know the difference.
And you would expect the level of ratchetness from Lizzo, because Lizzo has done some ratchet ass stuff. But you wouldn't expect something like that. Like where she's got her employees doing all types of
stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Now, if the story came
going
out,
too far.
her and her employees, she had her employees shaking ass inside the Amsterdam or something like that. You know,
you can see that.
No, well, my thing is, if that's what it was, I really don't think people would be siding with or even really entertaining the other argument, because they'd be like, "Come on now, that's what your job is." Right. So I mean, that would be a different.
Like some employee or some dancer was like, she made us dance and shake ass inside the Amsterdam
and we was
District
all
Club.
up on each other.
But that's not the story.
Right.
No,
that's not the story.
Right.
No. She was being
but you don't go to Amsterdam with a virgin mindset.
That's
you don't do that neither. And you can't do that neither. Or you shouldn't be there.
If these dancers are as well established and well versed as they are, they should be familiar with like the cultures and the environment.
But you can't.
It did make me want to.
But like I say, I keep going back to this. At some point, you put yourself at risk. You might have 20 people around and 2 of them in there trying to get paid.
Well, yeah.
And you exposing yourself and putting yourself in a position where them 2 eventually gonna get their check.
I know.
Yeah, because that's the only reason they there.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so.
But I wanted to pivot it towards another part of that conversation that leads me is like, is it a generational thing?
No, because turning up and being crazy has always been the thing.
Like with the reporting. With this now becoming
with the reporting, yes.
That's what I'm saying. With this
generational thing. Anything is news. Because like you just said, you trying to tell me it wasn't nothing to report at that Ozzy Osbourne concert in '84. You know what I'm saying? Right. It wasn't nothing crazy happening that was newsworthy or could have been newsworthy.
Well, you say Ozzy on the borderline of
that's what I'm just saying.
Being a little shaky.
No, it's the new thing. Let's find something. Let's ruin somebody's career.
Find the most minute details.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Let's ruin somebody's career. Let's put somebody in a position, just like you said. Even what you saying, somebody, if it's what you saying, somebody is intentionally went in there to sabotage her.
Yeah. Easy as that.
So you can't do nothing about that.
But that's what I'm saying.
You can't do nothing. You cannot stop somebody if that's their mindset.
Yeah. Because they know you're putting yourself at risk.
It doesn't matter. If you don't know who it is, you can't be around no one.
I'm just saying they know
that's
that.
The case, that's true. But I'm just saying, like, if you're engaged in this behavior, you're already screwed if there is a mole period. You know what I'm saying? So you're going on faith. And most of the time, guess what? Like, obviously, she's a little bit older. She's not like old, but she's from my generation. So it's more or less like, might think some people would be more or less willing to let it slide because, like you said, it's the environment. That's kind of what's been going on. But generations down, young people, you have to understand who you're employing. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand the people who you're working with, the people you're around, the people like your actual staff. You have to understand what they think. What is the common trend? They don't let stuff slide.
Right.
But if you was around people, like I said, you cannot stop a mole if he decides to become a mole. Like we could be together for years. You know me.
Yeah.
The things I do, you know.
Yeah.
And then one day you decide, I'm telling.
But it's like this.
I'm telling.
But Gen Z has been basically labeled
that's not going to be the one to
but
tell.
Gen Z is almost labeled.
It's going to be the one to tell.
That generation is almost labeled an entire generation of moles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Snitches.
So that's what I'm saying.
They touch my no square. And
we do not let it slide.
Tell the truth, be honest.
You don't get away with anything.
Don't lie. All this is what
you
y'all creating.
will not treat us like
this is
anything
what you
out
fostered.
here.
Yeah.
So
tell the truth.
Yeah, that's
stand up, see something, say something.
Mm-hmm. But see, generations in the past, people just took abuse, moved on, and was sad for years and depressed and had all sorts of psychological issues that
then they get mad at the kids, raise the kids wrong. Yeah,
okay.
Then they throw the whole equilibrium off. Yeah.
And I would say this: once money becomes part of the equation, you create problems anyway.
Well, people just
so it's like you can start off doing anything friendly or whatever, but once money becomes a big factor in the equation, and like I said, obviously Lizzo got control of the situation.
Jealous. Because the money ain't got too much to do with it. Everybody want the money. If somebody get jealous,
that's the whole point.
You get money.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's fun and games. At first, you enjoying yourself, but when all of a sudden money falls out the sky,
when you become the bigger person and they have to ride the coattails, that's when they get mad.
Okay, you're making the money now, and you dictating the whole operation. So at that point, everybody's working under you. So at that point, whatever like you said, she's creating the environment. But once you get this money and the environment changes, at some point, and it brings about certain things. Because like I said, maybe somebody wasn't jealous until Lizzo told them, you got to do this. Eat this thing out of the tailpipe. Now I'm saying, she's just telling me I got to do something. When at first we was all cool. Now she telling me to do it. Do it. And now I'm feeling like, okay, every time I come around now, I feel like I got to do something to keep this check. Every time now she want me to go over here, grab girls.
So like you said, so when does it become the money ain't worth it?
That's when they start suing.
No, I'm gonna keep
it ain't bananas out getting paid from us. I want my own check.
He's right. Think about it this way: you leave, right? Then I sue for the check.
Yeah,
it wasn't worth it. I gotta leave.
But you done did it for a year already.
Well, this didn't happen for that part. Until now, they didn't start making me eat.
Yeah, I wasn't eating bananas out the tailpipe for a year.
Yeah, honestly, that was my job.
Honestly, too. It has to become. You know what? It's not even. It's just charges. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say that this girl? Yeah. Who's to say that anybody gonna get paid?
Oh, it might not. But
who's to say?
At that point, they think they got a case, so they gonna try.
They gonna all have a case. Yeah. That's not the issue.
Charges being pressed.
You can go get a case against Lizzo.
I'm saying,
unless
you got, most of these people got, because they even had the woman on the interview talking about the situation, and then the lawyer act like, they were just like scared. You remember something talking about they were scared. The one woman looked like she was basically just trying to get some money to me.
You don't have
That's what that case looked, but she lawyered up. The lawyer like, these women just getting ran over by, Lizzo, and they just so pitiful. But that's the lawyer trying to feed his case. So whatever it is she got as evidence, it's gonna lead to something. And like I said, and it looked like, was she really there for Lizzo, or really involved in this, or really believing in all this? Because now she want to get paid.
But she really doesn't have anything to worry about unless she gets indicted.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, these are just
a lot of these are just payments.
Like I said, it's
It's usually just civil settlements that get handled outside of court.
They ain't trying to lock up. Right, they want my, again, I just want my check.
Putting it out there.
I don't want to have to do this stuff with a check.
Right.
But I'm going to get this check and move on.
It's not necessarily you going to win, though. That's the whole thing.
Greg, that's the thing.
Silver, you know what silver means?
You do have to win.
Yeah, you have to win. But you know what silver,
but that's what you're going for.
You know what a silver law case means?
Yeah,
as compared
that
to a criminal law case?
criminal. They just want
you're liable.
No. You're liable. They're holding you
your
liable.
business coming out too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your business, just like my business, is
that's
finna hit
fine.
the front line. Now,
okay, all I'm saying, this
Lizzo
person,
money is real deep.
What he's
okay,
saying is, if they have anything that can be exposed, is it worth going through with it? That's why.
So
that's why people drop their suits.
If Lizzo can create a precedent or a theme of these people who are making these allegations, doing very other heinous acts in
which is why
a previous point of their career.
That's why if she can and can't, that's up to the person that's trying to sue. They know their situation.
No, it's not.
I'm talking about the person that's suing know if they done these things or not before they even pursue this lawsuit.
But also,
if you know you don't have none of that on your record, maybe you will do that.
But see,
most of them ain't going in there clean.
But once again,
I'm just saying,
a lot of this goes back towards like the beginning. A lot of this is feelings and thoughts and stuff like that, like how you perceive the situation. If you can't prove anything, that's court. Court's all about proof. What can you actually? Yeah. Can you prove that she was trying to force you to eat that banana?
Yeah. Like to what standard of threat was there?
What level of threat was applied?
Did she say, "Hey, could you go eat this banana?"
I got a 9 at your head.
Well, no,
that's different.
It literally gets to
that's
a point
what I'm saying.
where
We don't know what, but suing, we don't know what proof they got. Obvious, they lawyered up with something, and the lawyer took the case. So there's got to be something he felt as though he can get out of this.
No, I don't know if somebody.
Or maybe just trying.
You jumping the gun. I don't know if anybody necessarily took the case. You can hire a lawyer just to help represent you at the time, but nobody might.
The guy spoke with them, with that woman, or whatever you showed.
Oh yeah, no, he did have the one.
Yeah, so I'm saying he wasn't up there. Well, I'm just gonna do this,
but he also
you on your own.
Because you go get a lawyer, don't mean you.
Have a case.
Yeah. Okay.
It don't mean
you're gonna stand.
It doesn't mean even arguing. I'm just saying this is just what happens.
I mean,
when you put yourself in a vulnerable situation,
what happens?
You expose yourself to people doing you like that.
Yeah. Well, either way, maybe maybe they were just sensitive. And speaking of sensitive, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next segment. We were talking about the simp who was super sensitive over the fact that, well, he was stood up on a date, unfortunately. And I guess, during these modern times and after reading a book, Why Women Deserve Less, I don't know. It's got my mind and brain thinking all sorts of different things. I'm just kidding. Book was terrible. I got to state that once again. Do not buy or read Why Women Deserve Less. Oh, man, we almost had another disaster. Right. Thank goodness we survived it. Yeah. Well, he almost just tripped right on his face.
Right. Yeah.
But either way, we're going to go ahead and pull up the clip of that video.
Let's get it. So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up. And apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day and the time. I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that...
Hold up. Ain't no way this man about to cry. I cannot believe bro is out there really crying. Man think he Justin Timberlake. Cry me a river. How do y'all feel bad for this dude? He's soft as hell.
I guess he's out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right, and I just get stood up. Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself and realizing that nobody even cares.
Alright, first of all, I can see why Shorty stood you up. Because you pouring your whole heart out to the internet right now. Talking about I'm just trying to do everything right. I want to be somebody. I want to be somebody's husband. Bro, you've known this girl for 2 weeks. This is the first date. If you're talking anything close to that to her, which you probably are, considering you broadcast this to TikTok and a bunch of strangers that you don't know, I see why she didn't show up, bro. She probably thinks you're crazy.
About people anymore. Like, LA and dating shouldn't even be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult to fall in love. To be kind to one another. Like, Ladies, tell me, what did I do wrong?
Is this boy crazy? Yo, I'm not even trying to be funny. He had to be raised by a single mom because my man is talking nuts. So, first of all, he said dating shouldn't be this hard. In LA? In the home of the glitz and the glamour where everybody trying to get on, everybody think they a model, everybody think they an actress, everybody think they can sing. You trying to tell me it shouldn't be that hard in LA? Let me tell you something. It's 5 cities where it's going to be a bunch of baddies, but you ain't going to have an easy time. All right? If you make it there, you a champ. That's LA, probably number 1. Probably has the most beautiful women in the country. But it's probably number 1, whereas you got to be on your P's and Q's or you're not going to make it. All right? After LA, you got New York. All right? Then you got DC, all right, DMV area. Then you got Atlanta, and then you got Miami. You could throw Houston in the mix too.
Right.
I'm mad. I'm pissed off.
Okay, what you got?
Okay.
All right. So about this situation, I too was once this guy.
You got stood up at a restaurant.
Yes. I got
30
hurt,
minutes.
got my feelings hurt, cried about it, all that, you know. All that.
Stop.
Another
Hey,
Drew tells
let me tell you the slight difference. You didn't cry on.
Oh, I didn't cry on
YouTube.
the internet.
No,
It's all right to cry privately.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can hold privately.
Nobody sees that.
Yeah,
Right. And then
you can suck it up and move on.
Yeah,
But
right.
you get on this, it's there.
Everyone has
Your
seen it.
grandkids gonna see this.
Everybody
If you
will
was
see
trying to
this.
get married
Your
and
crime
have
went
kids,
viral.
like he said. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know if the grandkids come unless he bam.
I'm just saying, it's out there.
Okay.
Good point.
Nah.
to a degree, I relate and understand his plight here in the circumstance. You know,
Okay.
you are, especially now these days, raised in a manner as a man to respect a woman and treat her a certain way in order to really be good to her and gain her attention. But for lack of a better term, fuck all that nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, so where I got to confuse myself in my circumstance was I thought that you're supposed to approach every one of them like this across the board, right?
Right.
They all the same.
Yes. All women
Same
deserve
approach.
respect.
It worked for all of
And
them.
all women do deserve respect.
It's just the kind of respect they get.
Right.
Some respect is different than some
And
respect.
some of them
no,
won't
it is,
even
yeah.
receive that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, he acting like he's something different.
Another mistake I made was
Scared.
not knowing when to apply that at what period of the time that we develop this relationship or whatever we got going on, right? So like you don't want to come off the bat like, you know,
Screw you.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
you don't want to be the
Yeah.
like I'll buy you the world.
I'll buy you the world.
At the same time.
I'll give you the world, guys.
Yeah, you want to
Right.
be right there,
Right.
smack in the middle.
Just kinda
What
cool
I
guy.
So
tell
you know which lane.
when you meet her, what she meet?
Well,
Your representative.
Right, yeah.
You don't come out and give her you.
Right.
Because that day could be over early. So
no,
you
you
got
can give her you.
No, I mean you give him you.
Yeah,
but-
so
your
that's
representative.
going out there faking.
See,
No,
he
I
gives you
said your
advice trying to get you temporary
representative.
results.
Yeah.
This guy
Yeah.
in this video,
That's
I
you.
kept trying to tell him, he keep talking about temporary things. This guy wants long term. He wants to
Yeah.
find his person. That stuff ain't gonna work. You need to be genuinely yourself. That's the only way.
Yeah,
to work
most
long-term.
times.
That's
All
why
the
he
time.
ain't got nobody. He was being.
So you were fake
No,
you
Greg.
to meet a girl.
No, his problem is
That's what
I'm not doing that.
No, I think his problem is different. His problem is I think he just soft.
He's super
I'm
soft.
not.
And
But
he also-
he'll never get nobody because that is not appealing.
True.
But-
I ain't gonna.
Okay, well, that ain't
Somebody-
appealing to
somebody found
nobody.
everybody.
now.
He has to temper his expectations.
He might have first of all, he living in LA.
What they got to do with anything?
That has
Okay,
a lot of
you
do.
tell me something.
No, that has a lot. And he
Talk to me, G.
If he living in
Greg,
LA,
Greg,
then
Greg, no,
eventually
no, no, no,
he
no.
That's the
gonna run
man
into
in
somebody
LA.
for
No.
him.
Think about it.
If you in LA,
I'm the man in here
No.
in
If you in
LA,
LA,
and I'm gonna be that
you would
guy.
eventually run into somebody.
You know the mind state of the people in LA and in Miami and all that, New York.
Like I'm saying,
you
this is
cannot
one of
be
the-
this soft backbone jelly.
Well, who you finna get?
I think he states it later in that video, but like,
It's somebody for everybody,
no, he said he's
everywhere.
right. You know, he said, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
In
he's
certain
right.
cities,
Yeah.
he's in
But
one of
no,
those cities.
He
So-
getting nobody.
I'm not gonna say he's gonna get nobody. But
he better move.
Yeah, he probably needs to go.
He gonna need to move.
He needs to go somewhere like Kansas, Ohio, that level
Idaho.
of game. Idaho. What Utah? If he's really trying to,
my 600
bottom Woodbury.
My 600-pound life always has somebody who's always looking for somebody to take care of them.
Always.
And there's always somebody on there.
For somebody.
Where they located? Where they located?
Anywhere. There's some in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. It's just a random
My
show.
600-pound life? Yeah.
Okay, well, but see, we got to make sure he might have high standards.
Why are we putting
He might have high standards to a point. He want that fine woman all together.
No, I know. So this is why Jay was saying he has to temper his expectations. Because I was joking mostly. But yeah, he needs to temper his expectations like you were saying earlier but I also get what you're saying because it was like what we were talking about one of my friends. Unfortunately, I think one of my friends suffers from this disease of being attracted to women, unfortunately, far out your strike zone. And that's, I don't know what you do about that. Like if you can't temper what you can attract.
Yeah, once you've gotten this far in the rabbit hole, he looked like he was at least 30. So once you
the dude had grays. I mean, he had plenty of grays.
I think he got some game left in him.
Right, yeah. Like I don't know how much more you can develop at this point. I ain't
gonna lie. Earlier in this video, he did play some clips of some struggle comedy that dude was doing in his career, and he already has that lazy eye. And I mean, this story makes me sad because I watched him do that comedy. It was bad. Like I'll show you. I'll show you.
I think I seen that.
Yeah,
too.
You saw it. But,
it just I'm just breaking it down. You know, just like I said, and I try to say, I ain't saying I'm being phony, but when we first meet somebody, you just don't come out like if he that like, hey, I'm looking to have a family, I want kids, and this all talk happened in the first 30 minutes. You know, it's like, what conversation are you really having with these women? And like, what are you, because that's what he mentioned.
Well, we don't know.
So I gotta know.
I think
we don't know that.
That's what he know. That's what he said
I didn't say he did actually said it in the first but he mentioned the fact that he wanted to be a father.
That's what he's looking for in life.
So I'm assuming he had to be having a conversation along the thing because he ain't got a whole lot of game and a whole lot of stuff he talking about.
He said he'd been talking to the woman for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but what was he talking about?
I know, but I'm just saying what I'm saying.
And these are things he specifically mentioned.
So he's made at least 10 to 14 days because I know people be rounding up. So I'm gonna say 10.
But he was calling, she didn't show up. So obviously he was talking something that didn't make no sense.
Well, you don't necessarily have to. You don't have to. That just happens. People ghost. People just don't show up.
Okay.
I mean,
I've been ghosted a few times.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I've been ghosted.
And that's what I'm saying.
I mean, people just
he was following.
It could have been her.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been.
Yeah,
it could have been her.
Mouth bucket.
It could have been her. Lead them on, talking to him. Lead them into the conversations that he said. So he said, hey, just like you say, hey, fill out the situation. So I'm gonna say, I want some kids, because she probably said, I'm looking for me too. I'm looking for a wife. So that conversation could have went that way. You never know what happens.
Okay, and then she decided not to show up.
You can't stop a person from being a jerk.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you
if
this.
she say, I'll meet you there and didn't show up, she's a jerk.
That's what she is.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but I can't blame it. But
they had silent conversation.
They could have. I mean, really, they could have had solid. That doesn't mean, dude, he can talk to people. Because you got to think, this isn't in person. This is via text message.
Via text.
People
which already also makes it a little bit more difficult.
You said what?
That already makes it a little bit more difficult.
It makes it more difficult to expect if somebody's going to show, I think.
Right,
but like, you can communicate via text because you have time to gather your thoughts and really think about it sometimes. Some people might need that and they, respond better in that way. Now, some people are better in real time and in action. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have a lot to say over text. The older I get, the less I have to say in text. It's just...
Yeah, I got to say it face to face. And I ain't got time to be playing no games.
Face to face is still the best method.
That's it. No, it's always the best. And pretending and don't... I don't agree with
the problem is he was just trying all over the internet.
Be yourself. 100% of the time.
Your
and
representative.
Be yourself.
And that's part of you.
That way they know what they're getting. I'm not finna sit here and pretend something or give somebody something. Now, if you're not yourself, that's a whole different thing. I'm gonna be me, so it won't be no misunderstandings or who you dealing with. That's
the whole point I'm saying.
But Dad's saying it in a way where he's saying be your best qualities initially.
He's saying fill out the situations. Don't go out there and say what you about until you know what they about. So if y'all both going out there filling out each other, so if you both go out there,
I'm a junkie.
Just like the woman, if she goes out there with that same situation, you ain't gonna never get nowhere.
You're right.
Because ain't everybody gonna be faking it.
Right. Because honestly,
that's what everybody's doing.
Okay, that's what boom.
That's what we're at.
Well, what are you talking about?
I ain't got time to be fake.
No, my thing is honestly, I mean,
I ain't got time to be fake.
I mean,
we either gonna move forward or we're not.
My personal experience.
Okay.
Just mine.
Okay.
The more I got older and this was just me, the easier everything became.
Because
I started seeping through the cracks.
I wasn't trying. I was trying earlier to do stuff and be something, which you're trying to be the best version of you. Why don't you just be you, who you were all the time? And like, that was the version of me that attracted so many people around me. But trying to score with certain women, you change because you're trying to think that they won't and they're trying to impress them and be something else that you're not. And all of a sudden you start acting different. That's not you. And they get weirded out by that stuff. I'm telling you, that's what's happened to me. And when the older I've gotten, the more I've just stayed the same all the time.
That's me. I ain't got time for all
it's
that.
Work.
I have a perfect example of this. All right. So I used to try to be like extra sweet, you know?
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay was super duper simp.
The one time, you know, but I mean, that's me. But like now I've realized, you know what? I can be sweet without being
too much.
Yeah. So like the buying a girl flowers and all that, and like writing her a little poem or some shit. Like I know, don't
Greg,
judge me.
Jay was gonna be the one that had.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge.
No, I don't judge. I'm just like,
that's you.
That was me. But then I realized
how was that work?
That is not working like that.
Okay,
so
there you go. Maybe we try something different.
There was a time and day that worked.
Yeah. I had to.
Not his era.
But maybe it's something down the road you might.
But I gotta reapply that or readjust that to a degree.
Yeah,
and then do it still in the way that I would do it, but do it a little bit different.
I'm gonna tell you what.
You might not want to start like that.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem was.
That's it. But
16-year-old and 17-year-old girls don't appreciate stuff like that.
They don't appreciate anything.
They don't appreciate that.
They only appreciate
when you
being
doing that to them type of women when you that age, they don't know what they don't appreciate stuff like that. Now, if you was doing that, say 10 years, you be your age, you did that to a grown woman. A grown woman's gonna respond
after she's been battle hardened.
Yeah, a grown woman is gonna respond differently. A grown woman is gonna respond differently to a gentleman than a girl is going to respond to a gentleman.
The point is, all women are different. It don't matter what age we talking about it, like you said. It don't matter if the woman 50 years old. She could have came up through a hard life and just don't know how to accept people treating her well like that. I mean, you get a feel of that.
Yeah, fringe cases.
Yeah, you get a feel of that. Yeah. I'm like, well, you know, this woman probably ain't gonna want me to give her a big old thing of flowers and roses walking up the door looking like whatever, you know.
Deep down,
that's what I want. But that's
what if that's what you want to do?
But I'm saying I gotta feel that this is not probably what I need to do right now.
But what about
so I'm gonna approach it the way, like I said,
he's gonna approach it the way he feel like something gonna come out of it.
Right.
My thing is,
I'm not gonna kill it. Why would I come up? I know this ain't gonna work. But let me do it because I want to do it. So I'm going to walk over with the flowers, the candy.
If that's you.
What I learned is this. I really don't want somebody questioning me all the time, what's wrong with you on the days I'm not acting like the time I met her. That's my thing is, if I'm not acting 24/7 like the time I met her, there's something wrong with me. Because guess what? I put on a front of some person that
ain't nobody. What part of the front? I'm saying there's a time and place to do anything. But if you know from what you hear or what you're talking to, I probably don't need to do that. That's what I'm saying. This is how it worked for me. I listened to the person, I talked and engaged in a conversation, and I pretty much know if I come up here with this box of candy and roses, she gonna like, what's going on?
But if that's
that
not
might
you,
not be what she wants.
But that's
I'm
what about what you want?
I have with some people knowing that they was gonna appreciate
But you
it.
can't. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I knew this person probably appreciated it, so I went ahead and
But
did
it's not always
that.
about what you want, Greg. You got to meet people halfway.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna feel you out. Just
No,
like hold on,
you
hold on.
gonna be
No,
yourself.
just like you said.
You said you gonna be yourself. You gonna come up
just
there
like you just said.
with your
Just like you said.
You gonna come
this
up
woman,
there,
this woman
feeling
has
good,
been,
talking crazy.
treated bad. She wouldn't even appreciate a nice gesture from me because she's been treated so bad. So why would I do a nice gesture for her if I feel like she wouldn't appreciate it?
Because my game and pride is so immense that I feel like I could break through.
my thing is, the older I don't really understand what game is.
That's what I
You
was
don't
like.
need
It's not game.
My thing is, can you talk to somebody?
Game is just understanding of oneself
Understanding the
and awareness of the
individual you
situation
dealing
and
with.
the individual you're dealing with. That's truly what game breaks down to or boils down to.
Running game doesn't sound like that to me.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody.
there's running game and then there's just awareness, right? And game is just awareness.
Now, if I'm trying to get over on you, that's gang. I'm trying to play you, gang. If I'm trying to get to know you, I'm trying to get to understand who I'm dealing with. And that's what, when I first meet you, I can't say I know everything about you. So all I can go on.
Okay. I just think.
So all I could go on is what I'm getting from you, just like what you're getting from me.
So here's a clear-cut example in my case. Running game to me. I know that this girl is a little promiscuous, into alcohol, into dancing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna orchestrate this whole situation, right? I'm gonna get her the Casamigos. We're gonna start dancing to what? Conveniently, one of her favorite songs comes on. Right? That's running game. Whenever you're like orchestrating like a perfect event, or like a series.
I got 3 steps, and we're gonna be in there.
A plan to scope.
Right, but now in the context that Dad's trying to use it, game or like just having a level of coolness or like understanding or just understanding awareness is like knowing and recognizing those things and knowing how much to apply, when to apply, and all this other stuff. Yeah, as well as just being you.
Now,
now doing it in your way that you would do it.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
Okay. Now this next statement is not to cause any uproar. I'm just thinking, me and Greg just look at it and call it something different.
Okay.
We just call it being ourselves, because for me, I'm just going to go talk to women now the same way I talk to anyone.
And if that works for you, do it.
I mean, I just, for me, you treat people like people. That's the easiest way to attract them to you.
But it's not what you're making it seem as though what I'm saying is like I'm gonna go ahead and do something out of character when I'm really not doing nothing out of character. I'm just got self-awareness, so I don't have to necessarily. It's like, okay, if I'm an alcoholic, but I'm trying to get a woman, do I need to come to the date drunk, or should I just say?
Should you hide your alcoholism?
I'm not. Once again, I'm asking the question.
You just said
I'm
you're
asking
an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Should you
I
go
come
to
drunk?
Should you hide your alcoholism?
I'm asking you, should I come drunk? Just answer that question.
Well, no.
If you want to.
If
you're an alcoholic.
Okay, so I come today drunk. The first thing the woman sees is me drunk.
Okay.
How's she gonna accept me?
You will see how she accepts you from there.
Damn, you.
You know what's funny? I just talked to somebody about this at work last night, and what it was sort of like, he's from a small town, and he's like, the problem is you get these people and they get in these relationships in a small town. They complain about the situations that they're in, like later in life. But it's like a lot of these situations you saw growing up, like you knew the guy was already drinking when you met him, and then you still hung out with him anyway because you liked his charisma, because he was still kind of cool. And then you still end up dating him, right? Because you know what? But it's like, I figure, what, we date. He'll change a little bit. He'll get rid of that, right? And guess what?
He'll do.
He didn't get rid of that because that's who he was. Because he did show up as himself.
He did.
Now that's the thing, is you will learn who that person is. But then he became a worse person. It's up to that person. Why would some people choose to blind themselves?
And that don't mean they actually, when you showed up drunk, that don't mean they actually accepted you then.
They might not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, damn, he didn't even care enough to come here sober.
Well, again, they'd give her the choice to leave out this situation.
And that's what I'm saying. In most cases,
she can leave out of that situation.
In most cases, I don't know too many people.
Would it be better for her to find out you was an alcoholic
y'all finna go out on a date and she finna let you be the drown?
It would be better to find out you were an alcoholic on the first day.
The first day? Well, that's what you present. So this is the whole point.
But if you don't present it,
I don't care what these women think or how I think. I'm going to be myself, show up drunk every time, and I wonder why it didn't work.
I just think you're taking something and blowing it too far. You're thinking because Greg
so
likes
hide
to
it, right?
So
your thing is hide it.
So what are you saying? At some point, I'm going to realize showing up drunk, I'm never getting nowhere.
See, you were trying to bring this up earlier.
Then go get
unless
some
someone really want to sacrifice herself.
That's when you go get
to be with a drunk.
Like you said, you just cause awareness, right? You become aware of yourself that showing up to these things drunk, me being an alcoholic, it's not working. Maybe I need to go get some help instead of hiding the fact that I'm an alcoholic.
But then this is what these guys are doing.
That's all I'm saying.
And this is what this guy was doing in this situation. Hey, I need some help. Ladies, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. And here we are clowning this man. He's coming out of his heart about his plight and his circumstance. And the
what he gonna get help in?
Right.
Well,
I'm saying in this case,
you couldn't offer advice.
He gonna go get. I know. He can get on Get Tough.
He can't offer him actual real advice.
He go to Anthony Anderson now, and they'll make him a gangster.
But no, like
on that one movie or whatever. They acting now.
My best piece of advice, random man on the internet, there is no amount of change that you can undergo or like becoming something else or trying to be something else.
Yourself.
You literally just have to be yourself.
Okay.
And you just got to, like I said, temper your expectations of what the reality of what you can pull and do is. Nobody's really giving a damn about the sweet stuff anymore. It's more so just
no, they are.
I mean, they are, but like people are still more than ever doing what they want.
You have to find that woman that appreciates.
You're not gonna find her at the club at 10:30 dancing and drinking.
No,
you're not finna find her there.
That one's
not gonna find her in LA. That's not being that soft.
Gee, you ain't even never been to LA.
Okay.
And you gonna talk about what's in LA.
What they got to, I can look up the ad. This is Hollywood.
You still gotta go.
That's not Hollywood. That's LA.
Yeah,
Hollywood
and a different attitude. You can see it on TV.
Look, man, I've been to LA.
I ain't gotta go, but that guy
you should
ain't gonna make it in LA.
You never been there
and made it this far, so
there's a lot.
Greg, he trying to get a woman.
Okay,
what he make it doing? Crying?
You acting like
that's why he crying.
So nobody in LA will appreciate
that guy right there. Is not gonna get anybody for what he's trying to do right there. He's not. I can guarantee that.
So nobody on earth will take him.
Not in LA.
You know how much the population is there?
And that's the whole point.
Okay. There's no point. He's stuck on it.
I'm stuck.
I mean, okay, damn. I mean,
if you think that's going to happen there, y'all need to go help him then.
Sure.
Show him the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think
show him the way.
I heard no dating advice. I just heard you suck ass. That's the only thing I heard. But
I don't know what to tell nobody like that.
Really?
He doesn't ever have advice for people.
Pray to God. That's all I could do. That's all I could do.
That's his only advice?
Yeah, that's what I would give him my only advice. He need to turn to the Lord, get in the church, and he probably will find someone.
In the church.
Yeah, somebody would go with him then.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. He need to dive deep into the Lord.
Pray to God.
Yeah. And he will find his way.
He just, like you said, just go to church. You can go to any church.
That's what I'm saying. That's his option.
You would probably find a woman
they got big mega churches in LA.
Okay, well, he need to be all up in all of it.
He can't do it in LA though. That was already stated.
Yeah. But I just said if he pray to God and go to church, now he can do it. He might can do it
that'll be the only way he can do it.
That's it.
That's it.
For what he is.
Let me ask this question: do you think a woman would want a man of God, or a man who has wait a second.
Women love the devil.
No, a woman.
Yeah, they want Pookie.
No, a woman would like a man.
I know how you're gonna ask the question. Does a woman want a man where God is the plan, or does a woman want a man where he has a plan and he has God?
Yeah, the God is the plan, or a man of God with a plan.
That's what it was.
Yeah, a man of God with a plan, or a man with God as his plan.
I don't even know how that, because God, your plan, you probably
you got to think about the question.
Explain that. I don't get that.
I understood it
because either one of us is a man of God. Now, whatever plan God, that's God's plan.
No,
because you're a man of God, then you believe in God, so God is gonna get you what you want. Because you can't separate God and you.
You don't hear the question.
He didn't hear it.
I'm gonna repeat the question.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna repeat the question again.
Question, G.
I'm gonna repeat the question so you can have an understanding. Like you say, you just listen to it.
I'm listening.
Pay attention to it. Do a woman want a man who has God as his plan, or a woman want a man who is a man of God who has his own plan?
The way I heard that is, I got God, but I don't need God because I got my own plan.
No, that's what I said.
That's not God, Lee.
That's two separate things.
That's not what he said at all. You know what? We can't do it. If he can't get that, we can't do that.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I know.
I do.
And you
I can't
don't
separate them.
You don't get it.
I don't separate God from what God do for me.
What he's saying is,
it's not even about you.
What he's saying is, one person clearly has no plan. Their plan is God.
God is my plan.
I just have to hope he gets everything done for me, because I don't plan on doing anything but relying on God. The other man has a plan for his life, believes in God, follows God, but he has a plan for what he wants to do.
And God gave him that plan. Because if he's a man of God, then God gave him that plan.
I don't know why y'all thought y'all were going to make this breakthrough.
No, you ain't going to do it. I ain't separating God from my life. I'm not going to separate God from my blessing.
Who talk about separating blessings?
That's
whatever plan I got, God bless me with the ability to do that.
Do what?
Whatever my plan was.
What is your plan? That's the plan.
We're moving.
If you make a plan,
we're not going to get anywhere.
Nope.
You can't make a plan unless God gives you the idea to make that plan.
We can't make it.
That's what you're saying.
What
you don't think outside of.
What is y'all's favorite type of spaghetti noodle?
But no, we're going to move on to
the spaghetti.
We're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic, where there was some confusion in a small town about the identity of this black woman and her heritage. And quite frankly, she was offended. And, well, let's just go ahead and play the video.
Oh, man.
She got to leave the mark.
No. Yeah. See, that's that point. That's that point where we was talking about, like, stand on what you be about.
Right.
You know, I don't care if you don't appreciate it. But if that's what I am, I mean, and you're not, just like you said, you're not finna change her. You're not finna change her. She is what she thinks she is. Right. And she stands on.
She knows she is.
And she will be willing to take the punishment to go along with it.
Yeah,
right. You know what? And that's truly what determines that.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be, I was going to say the word. Everybody wants to be a black person when they want to be a black person, but nobody want to be a black person when it's time to be a black person.
Okay, and
yeah. Hey, and she's standing on it.
She is.
Like, you're not finna change my application. What? Because I might get a better chance on getting hired?
Hey, yeah.
Right, yeah.
No. You either gonna hire me or I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
No, man.
And I like that.
Honestly,
I still think she's a little baddie. But I like that. I can support her.
But is she not speaking the truth?
Well, I don't know what the truth is.
Well, it depends on what you think it is.
She is black.
That's her mindset.
No, but
she's black.
No, like I said again. We can capitulate the truth.
But didn't you say
however we want it?
But also,
like we just said a while ago.
But didn't you
if
think
that's
she was
the case,
albino?
But then I said she looked like she could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but what I'm saying is
black.
Everybody that's supposedly walking on this face of the earth can claim black.
Mm-hmm. No,
that's what I'm saying.
This is the part where I agree with Greg.
Truth, then everybody can claim black.
Mm-hmm. This is my argument against the whole Abraham Lincoln thing, because technically, if him and like the 6 other presidents or whatever had it in them, they were black. But it depends on how much
it's going by their law.
I mean, that's by their law.
How much did it back in the law?
Yeah.
When they created that, how much percentage did you have to be to be considered?
But also, but they never viewed themselves as black, so it's like.
I'm just saying you're not going to, because she could have did the same thing.
But she didn't.
But she said, I ain't trying to reap the benefits
But I will say
of that. So I'm going to go with what works.
I will say this. It's a lot of white black people and a lot of black white people out here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But see, that's when we go by the stereotype.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you go out here and shuck and jive, you black. If you take things serious, you white. That's a terrible misperception of how we really are. You see what I'm saying? We not all shuck and jive and
twerking in the streets and
right.
Yeah.
And then if you try to go do things the serious way, you monitor, you dress a certain way, you carry a certain, you trying to be white.
Who said that? Us? Yes.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying. But so do you not feel the conviction from her?
I do.
That's what I
that
just said.
Regardless of all that I can go totally against the realm of what are we doing.
Now, I have to make this point. Just because she's convicted and willing to face the consequences of it doesn't mean she will.
Yeah. She is.
Rachel
She's not.
Dolezal.
Well, you know what? I agree with you.
You know what?
Okay.
That Rachel Dolezal lady.
Let me explain this.
The Rachel Dolezal lady who claimed to be black this whole time when she was in the head of the NAACP.
She was white though.
Yeah. That was
she was white descendants. Her mama is black.
No, her mama is mixed.
Her daddy or something, whatever.
And so what does that make her
That means she's black.
Again, her daddy was white, her mama was mixed. I know what you're saying. Again, if that's the case, everybody, again, we can go to the everybody is.
Okay, what is Jay?
He's mixed.
I'm gonna get
That's what she's saying.
No,
she's like maybe
she came from a half or something. She come from a whole white and a whole black.
But that started
it's
that way.
50-50.
But that started that
if Jay
way.
go mess with a
white woman.
A white woman.
Okay, so
how children are
kids are
gonna start fading towards white.
Once again, what percentage are you when you consider black? And she said
we ain't slaves no more.
And she said but the whole point is she said she was raised to be
your driving
black.
license. If you put black on your driving license, you black.
And that's what she said she is. She was raised to be that way. Now, this is
raised
the point
to be
Jay
that
was
way.
right about, though.
This
is the point Jay was right about. I don't care what she was really thinking and how she was really living, but most people raised her as white because most people assumed she was white.
And they treated her
and treated that way. So she might not got what most people would receive because the complexion. But in her mind, she was already thinking this way about herself. But that don't mean everybody else will be thinking the same thing because they don't see it. When you see it, you'll treat it that way. But most people probably assume she was white.
Indeed.
Yeah. Right. And then the complicated issue here is how convicted she was and she was going to tell her white daughter she was black. And her daughter I didn't recognize, and like I say, it's easy. If somebody's in your house, you raise how you raise, you never question it until somebody bring it to your attention. And she said, once she got, I guess she kind of caught wind of it in elementary, but junior high, she realized, I ain't black. And then she had to make a choice of how she want to live her life because she's like, I'm really not black.
But she's black though, right?
But she's black. Because that's what her mama told her, and that's what she's supposed to be.
No, it's not because of what her mama told her. Just like you just said, if it's in her bloodline, she was black.
Yeah.
So it's not what her mama has to do with anything about telling.
By her mama that she word.
If we're going into my fractional cases,
actually, she might be like 1/16.
I mean, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
We all looking at this woman as a white woman, and she probably was put in a very difficult situation if she really wanted it. Like, mama, ain't nobody giving, I'm at school and I got to deal with all these things you talking about. And her mama like, well, I'm down like 4 flat tires of being black. You need to be the same way. And she didn't want that struggle.
Well, okay. So we're like, that'd be like saying TJ's kids are black. He's got 2 black kids.
But if he wanted to be convicted and they didn't, then what?
I mean, that's just saying if they want to identify as black. I mean, that's just.
I mean, if they wanted to stick with that goes to the identify crew.
If I want to identify as a tree, and I can speak convincingly about being a tree, who's gonna stop me?
Yeah.
And see,
that's what I'm saying. Because ain't that said? She identifies as a proud black woman. They don't say she is a.
Yeah, and that's why
she identify as.
Said that's why her daughter decided, I look white, I must be white. And I'm probably going to have to live this way, but I'm not holding this against nobody because her life is very complicated. And she looking at herself saying, I don't see it. And ain't nobody telling me I'm black and I can't see it. I don't know what to do.
I don't feel that way about myself.
Yeah.
But if it's in your bloodline, you can't deny it, right?
You know what's messed up is I've seen a black woman that kind of looked like her, and she didn't look right.
Right. I'm telling you, our cousin looks like that. We have a cousin.
No, not her, not the woman. I'm talking about the daughter.
Oh.
I saw a black woman before just randomly somewhere that kind of looked like the daughter. She didn't look right. She just didn't look right.
Well, but there's also other contributing factors to this situation here.
Okay.
Outside of just like race and all that, like facial structure again and things like that, that kind of determine those little elements of.
You got big lips or something? What you think? I just mess with you. All the characteristics like big lips.
She got
big nose,
Negro structures in her face.
Yeah, the old white lady.
The one,
not the old white girl,
not the daughter. Not the daughter. The daughter looked like a white woman. The mama, you can see the features. You can see.
Yeah, but
I guess this is where we have to draw the line then. If you
that's what the daughter
from
be.
a whole white and a whole black, you can still potentially be black or identify as white. You could be either or.
Well,
or we'll make it a whole separate category if we have to then at that point.
Yeah.
But
goobacks.
Once you start going with a mixed race individual then white, you are then white, or a mixed race individual then black, you are then black.
That's what I was asking. Can you eventually sleep the color at you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like you said,
but the percent would still be there.
Yeah,
so then that daughter is black.
Yes.
But they would also still be white.
She could be white too.
She tried to identify.
It'd be like, if you choose to identify, you go. I'm not gonna put a label of what you have to do or whatever, brother.
Okay, brother. So you gonna identify as home?
Yeah.
My brother.
Right, but if you, like you say, if you get with a white woman and y'all have a kid, that kid is gonna be
quarter black.
Now, if your kids get with a white woman again, just say it just stay white.
8th black.
Those kids,
you know what? We're making this so
your grandkids is eventually going to identify as white.
Mm-hmm.
There's an easy way to measure this.
Boom. Go.
White people don't have melanin.
Right.
Yes.
Black people have melanin.
Right.
Yeah.
We measure the melanin level of the individual, and if it meets a certain threshold,
That's what they said, like 1/10 blood or 1/8 blood. Or what they said, if you got a lick of blood,
they did
exactly.
black blood in you.
The whole law.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Abe Lincoln was black.
But you see, that's what it was right.
Go back, we had it on the episode. I got told different.
It's speculated. Like I said, if you remember, if the whole thing is, they don't even know Abe Lincoln's parents.
That's what I'm saying. They like it was. His family might look like that.
You can't say. And plus he was
anything.
Dirty.
Yeah.
They said this dude was a filthy looking dude. Okay. And then it's like the first one we want to claim is the old dirty mug to be out.
That means he was working.
It could have just been blackface.
That
could have been blackface.
He was working.
Could have just had coal on him.
That's what he's saying. The blackface comes from the work. But
I did this big and cold by face, I guess.
I mean, it's
dirty.
That's why I said in the previous episode, I don't understand why we want to claim the ugly president.
Yeah, one.
He black.
Hey, then we get another opportunity. First thing I was like, no, it ain't. It's Bill Clinton because he smoked weed and played a saxophone.
They got head
and he cheated on his wife. That's the first black president.
Because he was a scumbag.
And we all, met the first black president.
And then meanwhile, Obama comes in and then everybody's pulling out the microscope and all that. Is he really black?
He was trash. Yeah. He was trash. That's what everybody says now. He's trash. But let's go ahead and we are going to move forward with a last segment of this episode, and it's a Would You Rather. And I did come up with a very weird one in the back of my mind somewhere, which was this. Would you rather be born with the ability to see, hear, smell, but you didn't have arms or legs? Or would you rather be born with arms and legs without the ability to see or smell?
Damn. But you can still hear?
I got to give you one.
Okay.
I got my legs and arms, but I can't see or smell.
Actually, no, I'm taking away your sight and hearing. You can smell.
Let me have my sight.
Yeah,
and
my sight.
Take my sight, take my hearing, take my smell. I don't need to smell some
I
of this
be able
stuff
to
no
see,
way.
Touch and feet.
Nah, just let me move around and see it.
Yeah. At least you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. So basically, everybody's trying to see. That's why it makes it so much easier. You can't have sight and arms and legs versus the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're always going to take the sight and arms and legs versus not having arms and legs.
You could be able to see everything.
Torture.
Or walk around, can't see nothing.
Hey, what about you can see
nothing because
you
got one leg and one arm.
How strong is the disability on not being able to see? Like, it's just pitch black darkness, or am I
you can't see,
just blurred?
It's over.
Yeah. Okay.
You won't make out anybody in here. Basically blackness or just whatever that bad blurriness to where you can't see anything.
Right. Man, I'd probably have to do the arms and legs, but not be able to see as well.
Yeah, because I got to get around.
Yeah. But you can't hear either.
I'm fucked up.
You can smell.
Hey, either way it goes, that's a bad situation to be in.
I can smell and see, but I can't go damn well.
Because I can't even sit up, you know?
Well, most of these scenarios apparently I propose are all terrible either way. Both sides are never good. Lost at sea, lost at space. Either way, you're lost. It's not really good. 10 years a slave or...
1 year in prison.
Yeah, 1 year in prison. I mean,
I'm going to go here.
Way.
I just thought about it because, like I said, time changes, thing changes. So if I'm born and having to deal with these...
Oh, yeah. What era am I born into?
Yeah. And I ain't got legs.
Yeah. I'll say now.
At some point, maybe they're going to come up with something to help my vision. Now, we do have prosthetics, right?
Yeah.
Arms and legs.
You know what?
So you can...
I will say this.
Find your way... some way of functioning in this world now because of the advancements of technology.
Right.
So you might have to apply which one you willing to wait for a sight, or you can, like I said, right now, you can use the prosthetics with the arms and the legs. So I can see and smell, but and I still got my equipment. but I gotta walk on these legs and arms, and you know.
Right.
So maybe I could go down that road.
Next question.
If I have to like wear,
as long as the equipment work, I think I'm about to go with G.
Right.
As long as the equipment, let me see what happens.
I might have to.
As long as the equipment work,
I see
I can
and
get some other
smell it.
we're
stuff.
actually getting to the point where you might be able to replace your own eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Now I could go with the body.
You could just get
and at some point
How far are we?
I'm talking about if I got dog
Hey,
vision.
they got
you
Google
know what I'm
glasses,
saying?
right?
Well, you
Yeah.
seeing different colors.
The
and
iPhone
at least
thing.
something working for you. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hook they
The
can
heat
thing,
sensor.
stick it through your
You know what I'm
ear.
saying?
Right.
You know,
I
some
got
kind
it.
of thing through your ear.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you got on what you call them? Apple glasses.
Yeah.
You know, everything it might be a little computerized,
Yeah,
but it's there. And the stuff that you hear might sound computerized, but you can hear it.
right.
You can function.
But
That's
I would still rather have real eyes than.
Also, like this, right? So they have potential neural links coming out that allow your mind to be able to control some things technology wise, with say computers and whatnot, or you could play video games or navigate through things, electronically.
By looking.
Yeah,
So-
and using your head.
Now, here's my thing with that is how do you actively what part of the brain is it tapping into to be able to use this technology? Because
You have to ask
you
Elon.
have like the subconscious thoughts, right? And so it's like while I'm playing the game,
Something happened. I was just
Right,
thinking that.
like, and then and it also is just making it
Sure.
seem like it's like a
You start
easier
thinking
way
about
to like
Getting
advertise.
some,
to
and then
people.
all of a sudden, hey, what would be crazy is
Yeah.
like your thoughts can pop up over your head. Like you walking, you talking to somebody and you look, the next thing you know, your thought pop up and it shows some perverting. Something crazy you thinking about. And you don't know what's up there.
All right, no. You sitting there and they standing there and you stabbing the hell out of them.
Hey, you know
in your
what?
thought.
Yeah.
And they seeing it.
Yeah.
You need to watch an episode of
Yeah,
Black
okay.
Mirror.
Yeah,
We
Butler.
pretty much just predicted
Pretty
the
much
next
does that,
episode
yeah.
Okay.
of Black Mirror.
There you go.
It's a show on Netflix. It's wild.
You know what? I was finna start watching that.
You
It's
should.
very good.
I told
Black
you.
Mirror.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because I pulled up, I was looking at this new series called Black as F.
okay.
And it's on Netflix. I got to start watching that.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Okay.
But I remember seeing Black Mirror when I was looking for
Hey,
that
it's dude.
series.
Black Mirror is interesting
It's a very good series.
because it's a lot of. It feels almost
I'll
like a
play an
lot of
episode
would you
for you.
rather's.
The first episode was the first episode.
It's
Once you get
messed
over
up.
the first episode, it's everything. Every episode after that sets the tone for the series. The first episode was just like an absurd, crazy situation.
You can watch literally
that
any
could
episode in
happen.
the series.
right?
but
By
it's
itself.
not.
Yeah,
Each one is its own
its own.
entity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's all in an overarching
Right.
thing.
It's
But,
best to start
yeah.
with one.
Right. But you start out with episode 1, series 1. It's just a crazy situation. I'll go ahead and you learn it in like the first 5 minutes.
I told
of the
you what it
episode.
was, Greg.
The president has to have sex with a pig. Or
That's
not the
what he's-
president, but the
that's what
prime
he's
minister
threatening.
of
Prime
the UK
minister is-
has to have sex with a pig in order to save the life of the princess in the royal family.
That's what
right?
that's what he's being.
Rest in peace.
Hey, he's being propagated with this right here.
And then
That-
it's,
well, then
it's
it
just
started-
breaking down like everything that like would happen, like
And that was
If
in
he
a
don't.
situation like that. No, if he doesn't, but like how it would play out, like, oh, y'all are just pulling a prank on me or something.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are just playing with me. And then he's like, nah, we're dead serious. You really do have to have sex with this pig. Like she's been abducted.
And
Nobody knows about that. It hasn't hit the news yet, but it's been posted on YouTube. About 50,000 people have seen it and sent it out and all that. So now it's like becoming like an actual like world global thing. This isn't just a
Yeah,
joke.
we know about it.
Yeah.
Be tough,
Man,
baby.
what's going on over there?
Be tough.
And then the one thing I hate about the whole episode, his wife was just being such an asshole. The whole
So
situation.
bad. It was,
Right,
she
like,
was
come
not
on.
helping this situation.
What do you
No
want me to
sympathy.
do?
No
For real,
sympathy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she could have got.
She didn't
hands.
sympathize with him at all.
Right. You could have been more understanding. It's not like I chose this.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That man, it made me so mad watching this episode. Like, dude, he didn't choose to be in this situation.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody just blackmailed you, got the princess.
Well,
and
you
it's-
need to figure it out because I ain't got time for this. I got to go get my nails done.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I don't know.
But the first episode
Get
is
my hair
absolutely wild.
fixed.
And then the
Nah.
second episode is really good too.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the series is just
The
it's
whole
wild.
series is great.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I hope you like this. I hope you like the content today. Please.
But I got one thing to throw in before I'm over with this. And Mike being my witness. Tracy Ham is the greatest college quarterback of all time. Mike, tell him. But anyway, you can end the episode when you want to.
I'm going to go ahead and conclude this episode. And thanks for watching the WTB, the What You Talking About podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and to this podcast if you enjoyed the content today. And we will be hollering back at you soon. Peace.
Holla at your boy.